we're willing to have these discussions, but the left is not. And if they ever do, they're not acting in any kind of good faith. And it's getting increasingly radical, the positions that they're taking. And you know, I mentioned at the beginning, you know, it's really a war on reality. And so I wanted to, for my audience, you know, get personal advice, but also, you know, have you talk to our audience on, you know, where do we go from here when it is, you know, getting to be such a heated exchange with folks?
Yeah, it's hard to reason with people who are not open to reason. And one of the problems, as you know, particularly with critical theory, it's not just critical race theory, there's critical queer theory and other forms of so-called critical theory, is they perceive that anybody who's using reason is an oppressor. Now, of course, when they say that, they're kind of defeating themselves because they think that's a reason to be against people who use reason. You know, they're using reason to say you ought not use it, okay? But it's basically a prejudiced viewpoint. And as Charlie Kirk himself has said, and he's right about this, is that Marxism, critical theory, they're all theories of conflict. And they're about pitting one group against another group, pit the oppressed against the oppressor, the alleged oppressor. And that means you're not supposed to even consider what an oppressor says. You're just supposed to shout that person down. You're supposed to cancel them. And I can't think of a more divisive theory to try and build a community. In fact, you can't build a community, a calm unity, if you are at each other's throats and prejudging people because of the group they're in. I mean, that's basically the definition of racism, right? You are judging them based on the group they're in rather than their behavior. We long for the days of Martin Luther King, where he said, I have a dream that one day my 4 children are not going to be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. And yet, critical race theory, other critical theory goes against that and says, no, we're going to judge people based on the color of their skin, about what they claim to be sexually, or what their identity is, or what their ethnic group is, or what their national group is, or what their political party is. I mean, it's never judged on behavior. It's always judged by some sort of identity, which is just prejudice. It's just bias.